This is day 44 of our challenge. If you are still watching these videos, still showing up, still thinking about change, then something inside you already refuses to live an average life. Today, we are not talking about motivation. We are talking about a level of discipline that makes people uncomfortable. There is a type of consistency that makes others look at you and quietly think, that's not normal. And they're right, because normal people negotiate with themselves. Unbreakable people don't. Today, you're going to understand a system practiced for centuries in Zen monasteries, a system that doesn't rely on motivation, personality, or inspiration. It relies on identity, and identity is far more dangerous than motivation. Chapter 1. The Architecture of Failure. Raphael was not lazy. He was intelligent, ambitious, and capable. He had a strong career and big goals, but he had one repeating pattern that quietly destroyed his self-respect. He could not sustain a habit. Every new beginning started with intensity. Monday came with determination. By Wednesday, mental negotiations began. By Friday, surrender felt reasonable. By Sunday night, hope returned. The cycle looked like effort, but underneath it was negotiation. He tried habit tracking apps, he tried rewards, he tried accountability partners. None of it worked, because he was fighting his biology. Most people believe discipline is about willpower, but willpower is a limited resource. It weakens under stress, fatigue, and emotion. If your system depends on willpower, it will eventually collapse. What Raphael didn't understand was that the real enemy wasn't laziness, it was reversibility. Chapter 2. Reversible versus irreversible. In Zen monasteries, a bell rings every single morning at 3:30 a.m. It has rung for centuries, and every single morning the monks rise, not because they feel inspired, not because they are superhuman, not because they enjoy suffering. They rise because the question does not exist. The human brain places commitments into two categories: reversible commitments, which can be renegotiated, irreversible commitments, which simply execute. When you say, "I'll try to wake up earlier," your brain categorizes it as optional. Optional means negotiable. Negotiable means fragile. But when a monk takes his vows publicly in front of the entire community, he is not making a promise. He is changing his identity. I am a monk. Failure is no longer about missing a task. Failure becomes identity rupture. A Harvard neuroscientist found that when commitments are made publicly, the primitive brain interprets failure as a threat to social survival, and our brains are still wired for tribe-based survival. Raphael tested this. Instead of setting a quiet goal, he wrote, "I am a person who meditates 20 minutes every day at 5 a.m. for 90 consecutive days." He signed it, he posted it publicly, he told everyone. Now quitting had consequences, and consequences remove negotiation. Chapter 3. The Elimination of When. But something else was draining him. Every day he was still deciding when to act. Morning or night, before work or after work, now or later. Every decision consumes mental glucose. Every small debate weakens execution. So he removed the variable, 5 a.m. Not because he loved mornings, not because productivity experts recommended it. He chose it because it eliminated interference. No messages, no distractions, no competing priorities. The time was no longer part of the equation. When you fix the schedule, you stop asking permission from your emotions. After 2 weeks, his body began adjusting. By week 3, he sometimes woke up before the alarm. The brain was learning the pattern. Repetition was replacing resistance. But then a new loophole appeared. Chapter 4. The Death of Variety. He stopped negotiating about when. Now he negotiated about what. Should I meditate today or read? Push-ups or stretching? Maybe I'll try something new. Variety feels intelligent, but in early habit formation, variety is a crack in the system. Every new variation reintroduces decision-making. Decision-making reintroduces fatigue. Fatigue reintroduces negotiation. So he locked everything down.
20 push-ups, 10 minutes meditation, 10 minutes reading. Same order, same structure, every day. For 90 days. Week 3 felt suffocating. His mind screamed for change. Week 4 brought irritation. Week 5 brought silence. By week 6, his body moved before his thoughts caught up. MIT research on habit automation shows that after approximately 66 days of consistent repetition in the same context, the basal ganglia take control. The behavior becomes automated. At that point, you are no longer choosing discipline. You are executing programming. That is the shift from effort to identity. Chapter 5. The Lie of All or Nothing. Then reality tested him. He got sick, he traveled, he had early flights and long meetings. This is where most identities collapse. People believe if they cannot perform perfectly, it is better not to perform at all. This is the all-or-nothing trap. But continuity is more powerful than perfection. On travel days, he reduced the practice, but never eliminated it. Push-ups in an airport bathroom, meditation in a taxi, reading on a plane. Messy, imperfect, inconvenient, but no gap. Because the moment a gap appears, the old identity reclaims territory. Consistency is not about intensity. It is about the absence of interruption. Chapter 6. Pre-solutions. The final evolution was preparation. Most people fail when unexpected obstacles arise because they are forced to decide under emotional stress. Stress increases impulsivity. Impulsivity chooses comfort. Zen monasteries never debate when obstacles appear. The response is predetermined. Raphael wrote down every scenario that had ever broken his consistency. Overslept, minimum version. Guests visiting, bathroom routine. No gym, floor push-ups. Exhausted, reduced duration, not cancellation. When X happens, I do Y. Decision removed, execution preserved. This eliminated surprise. And when surprise disappears, anxiety decreases. When anxiety decreases, consistency strengthens. Chapter 7. The Identity Shift. Day 90 arrived, but the real transformation wasn't physical. It was psychological. He no longer felt like someone trying to be disciplined. He felt like someone who simply was disciplined. Friends called him obsessive. Some said it wasn't healthy. Others felt uncomfortable. That discomfort is a signal. When your standards expose the excuses of others, resistance appears. But you are not trying to be comfortable. You are trying to become unbreakable. Consistency at this level is not about habits. It is about death and rebirth. The death of the negotiator, the birth of the executor. You stop asking, should I? You move. This is day 44. If you are still here, you are already proving something to yourself. Now, I want one thing from you. Not a wish, not a plan, not a hope. A declaration. Write in the comments, I am someone who blank every day at blank for the next 90 days. Make it public. Make it irreversible. Because the consistency that makes others uncomfortable is the consistency that changes your life. I'll see you in day 45. Stay disciplined, stay dangerous.